Awesome. And then I know you can't see the chat, but I'll read things that people say as well.
Sounds good. Thank you. All right, it says Melissa Luna has entered the waiting room for the meeting.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that. I'm regulating that.
Okay. So when do you want to start?
So I already started recording now. You're all set, so you can go, and I'll just turn off my video and then just be right here reading anything to you.
Okay. All right. Hey everybody, Malone here. Let me give you a brief history of myself. I started doing cosplay 27 years ago, doing a birthday party for my nephew. And, you know, when I got the costume, it was really cheesy and cheap, but I built upon it. I liked it. And I really wanted my nephew to believe that I was really Batman. Anyways, I did so well with that, I got 4 gigs that day to play Batman for other kids' parties. Then it spawned on to making special appearances. And one of the other birthdays I did was a doctor, and I did his kid party. And he said, you know, you're really good with the kids. Why don't you come and visit my patients? And I'm like, yeah, all right, let's do it up. So I ended up doing it. And the nurses that day asked me if I'd be willing to help them out with the charity because they're doing a March of Dimes for Kids over at the Hatchell in Boston. Anyways, fast forward, I'm still doing charities. I'm still doing hospital visits. As you can see now, we're doing this virtual stuff. And yeah, feel free to ask any questions. So my thing is, when I got involved, I had a costume that wasn't so good, but I improved upon it by, you know, craft foam or whatever. And we're talking about like a long time ago. So I had like construction paper with stuff, and I put like a backing on it. And but I love Batman. I live, breathe the character. I know the character, and I basically keep it light as I'm talking to you guys right now. The kids already know that I'm Batman, so I don't need to act all big and scary to them. I want them to see that I'm really a nice guy, and that, you know, Batman is not a threat to anybody that's innocent. So when I go visit these kids, you know, I do my best to inspire them to be their own hero. And when they ask about that, I say, hey, you know what? You know, you can be my hero. And, you know, knowing the character helps a lot. So, you know, they have all kinds of questions. And you want to keep things light. You want to keep things funny. And, you know, you want to make their day better. And it's all about them. So whatever they have to ask you, let them ask you, and just be light about it, you know. And but also to get involved with them, if you have a family member or a friend that's involved in a hospital, like a nurse or a doctor or something like that, ask them, hey, how can I be visiting these kids? How can I take my cosplay outside of the convention and, you know, make a kid smile by distracting them from what they're in there for? Because you know what? 5 minutes of distracting the kid from, you know, their day of being in the hospital is everything. So thank you very much, Lee. I see that. So, but the thing with this is we all serve a purpose, and that's what it's all about. We all can make a difference in this community for the better. We can help each other, but we can also help other people. All right. Yes, I'm in a Batcave because you know what? This backdrop of the Batcave, and I got one of my suits right here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I'm going to be talking to some kids in the hospital over in South Africa this coming up week. I'm very excited about that because it's the first time I'm branching out of the United States to doing things. Okay. And I've done like virtual hospital videos like all over the United States. And it's an honor. It really is. And the thing of it is, you know, I want to make kids smile. I want them to be, you know what, Ricardo? Exactly. The cosplay is what it's all about, because you want these kids to believe that you are the character. Even if you don't look like the character, but you want them to believe from your heart that you are them. And then when you can convince them that you are the character that you want to cosplay it, then you can convince them to be their own hero and inspire them to be strong and inspire them to do better and to never give up. Now, the kids will always say, you know, well, parents will say, my kids don't listen to me or they don't listen to the doctors, but they'll listen to superheroes. Well, you know what? This is when you tell them, listen, we're all in this together. And your parents and your family, they love you and they want the best for you. So do you see myself? Actually, yes, Leah. I've been doing more videos now than I ever have. And that's why I got the backdrop because I want kids to think that I'm actually in the Batcave. And I love it because when you see their smile, it's true and it comes from their heart. And it's just like that's why you want to give them the best of what you can do for them. And every kid is important. So exactly, it's a very creative way. And the thing of it is just like anybody can be anybody. All right. I mean, like, in The Dark Knight Rises, when Christian Bale said to Joseph Gordon-Levitt, anyone can be Batman, I stood up and I applauded. People were looking at me like, who is this weirdo? But they didn't realize that I cosplay Batman. And I always believe that anybody can be any character that they want. It's not about color. It's not about race. It's not about religion. It's about what you want. It's what you desire to be. And it's just like size doesn't matter. Age doesn't matter. You know what? We all have a starting point and we all have a finish point. But the thing with this is we're making a difference while we're doing this. And the thing with this is you want to take your best pictures also and, like submit it to the doctors or, the human resources and just say, hey, this is what I do. This is what I'm about. If you have a business card, say, I'd like to schedule maybe a meeting and maybe discuss a hospital visit if we can get past that. If not, you can always say, hey, can I do a hospital visit video and just send it generally to the kids on so-and-so hospital. I want you kids to believe that you are a hero and no matter what you're going through, you can overcome it. Just stay strong, focus, and believe in yourself and never quit. And that's what it's about. So like, it's a simple message, but the thing of it is just like, if you could get their names, the first names, because, like say, hey, Joe, I hear you go through some tough stuff, but you know what? You're tougher than that. And I believe in you and you can be my hero and make the difference for yourself. So, that's just it. And then also there's charities, Autism Awareness, Autism Speaks, Cancer Research, March of Dimes, the Jerry Kids, stuff like that, Shriners. I'm trying to think of all the stuff that I've done because it's like, there's a lot. But the main thing is that I want people to realize that cosplay is not just for conventions, okay? Cosplay is not just for us. I mean, even though we love to do it, but we can also make a difference in other people's lives, And these kids, it's like they go through something, especially at the hospitals, especially like, these terminally ill kids and stuff like that. They're fighting. But the thing with this is we can make a smile and share that smile with them and tell them that you believe in them. It'll give them a boost. You know what I'm saying? And it'll give them something to talk about. You know what I'm saying? You can post pictures with them and laugh with them. Even with the video, they can watch it over and over again. And everything makes a difference. Cosplay is not a bad thing. I know that back when I first started, like years ago, I got a lot of negativity for it. But you know what? I knew that the kids that I was touching, they felt the magic of Batman saying, hey, listen, I believe in you and you can make a difference for yourself. So exactly, it can go a long way. And you know what? We all have our issues, we all have our flaws, and we all have our insecurities, but cosplay can help you build on those flaws and help build strength within yourself. So when you're helping other people, you're actually helping yourself as well. So, I mean, and then also, if you can do a hospital visit with other people, you make friends. If you can do charities with other people, you become friends. Social media is great for that. And the thing with this is, you know what? If you find another person doing your character, oh my goodness, you look so great. Because every time I see somebody dressed up as Batman, I totally geek out. I think they're amazing. I think it's awesome that I'm not the only one that loves the character enough to shoot up and I'll be like, hey, Batbro or Batgirl or whatever. It's just like, it's fantastic. And in this community, we can do so much and we make a difference whether people see it or not. But there are families out there, and even on my Facebook, I am friends with the families that I've done videos for, I've done visits for, I've done charity events for. And on my Facebook page, I never take off the mask. And you know what? 95% of my stuff is about inspiring one another. It's always about trying to help each other, trying to get a word out there that maybe it can help even just one person. It makes a difference. So, I mean, hospital visits, charities, special appearances. I pretty much stopped doing birthday parties because I wanted to focus on doing birthday parties for the people who have disabled children or sick children. And you know, they try to pay me, and I'm like, listen, how about this? You take care of my gas, which is what, 10, 20 bucks, depending on where I gotta go, or give me a slice of cake and we'll call it even. You know, that's the justice I believe in. Because you know what, people have enough to worry about without paying some entertainment. Now I understand we all gotta eat, but the thing with it is I really enjoy helping people. The joy I get is something that I can't really like compare to anything else. All right. This has been like a lifelong thing that I've been doing. I mean, 27 years has passed. May 5th is my anniversary. I did it for my nephew, and for like, you know, years, he believed that I was Batman, and he didn't think that his uncle was Batman until he got a little older. And then I put a picture of me with the Michael Keaton standee, and my nephew was like, "Oh my goodness, you are friends with Batman." So I mean, but still, he grew up and he realized that, you know, yeah, his uncle plays Batman. He knows now. So, but anyways, I mean, we all have something inside of us, and we can take, you know, a bad day and make it better. We can't let just one moment ruin the day. Okay, we can do so much more. All right, and we can do a lot of different things. We can inspire children. We can inspire one another. We can. I keep on getting stuff like, oh, like I gotta shut up my Facebook. I'm sorry, people, but yeah,
It's okay, Matches. I actually have a question for you.
yep.
This is from Leah Washington. Do you see yourself doing more online meets and greets with kids slash organizations in the future? And I know you have a very oh, wait, let me let her back in for that question. Hold on one second, because I know she asked it. Hello, Leah. So I just asked your question. Do you see yourself doing more online meet and greets with kids or organizations in the future? And I know Matches you have, so can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I I I I've been doing like a lot of videos, and it's amazing because it's just like with this whole quarantine, there is, you know, yes, you gotta stand 6 feet, but the videos, and what they can hold the video up and show the child, or if they're home, they can put it on their screen. And you know what? There's more than one way than just to visit a child. I have done videos for the kids in the hospitals, and it's amazing because you know what? The doctors are coming back, the nurses are coming back. They're saying, "Listen, there were nothing but smiles," and that's what makes me happy. It fills my heart up and makes me want to do more. Okay, because I know that I'm making a difference. I want to make more of a difference, and I want to make a difference. And this is why I'm having this panel, because if I can do this, okay, if I can do this, you can do this. Anybody has the potential to make a life better, including their own. And you know, it's such a beautiful thing when you can go make a kid smile, especially when they're having something going on and it's like really like, you know, sad and stuff like that. But if you can lighten their day up and just distract them for the moment that you're there, and just share a laugh and share a smile, and they think that you're the character and they want to know about, you know, this and that. Where's Robin? Well, Robin back at the Batcave, or you know, where's the Batmobile? I'm like, the Batmobile's parked down the street in the sky. You know, they're gonna ask me all kinds of crazy questions, but I know the characters, so I can just give them the answers right off the bat. Now, like I said, I don't need to be scary. Okay, they already know I'm Batman. If they want to hear the Batman voice, I can do the Batman voice. Okay, but I don't want to intimidate them. Sometimes, you know, the parents and the kids, they're like, "Hey, you know, Joey does the Batman voice." I'm like, "Really? Let me hear it." And so he gets all shy about it, and then I finally convinced him to do it. I'm like, "Oh my goodness, you scared me," you know. And the kid gets all excited because he thinks he scared Batman, which is great, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, "Oh, don't do that. That scares me." So, and this is what it's all about, because you're making them smile, and I have a car now that actually looks kind of like a makeshift Batmobile, which is going to make more smiles. Okay, I did it last year, and the car was amazing. And I really enjoy working with people. I enjoy working with cosplayers because it's a team effort. Okay, even now, you guys listening, asking questions, we're learning together. And if I can help you guys, reach a child, okay? Even if it's a family friend or somebody you don't know, and you dress up as a character, they may know who you are, but they see you as a character, they're gonna smile. All right. And it's a positive. Okay. And there's nothing bad with cosplay. All right. There's, so many options and so many outlets and so many things that you could do to make a difference, not just with them, but yourself. It helps build confidence. And I have, let's see, about maybe 6 or 7 costumes. Okay. And I haven't worn one costume in like 2 years. And I had to put it on like, last fall because I had to do a special event. And that was a huge honor, okay, to do that event. But the thing with this is that suit weighs like 80 pounds. Okay, it's a beast to wear. But the thing with this is I did it. I made that person smile. I made that person laugh. And the whole family just had a great time with me. And they asked me to do the Batman voice and they wanted me to stay in character. So I'd stay in character. And they just loved it. And, when you know so much about the character, you can add stuff to it. Because my Facebook is basically all about Batman. It's all about inspiring one another, but also I put silly stuff up there. Like, Batman, like, taking a little bubble bath for justice, or, Batman eating Batman ice cream. So, what's the funniest moments I've had being Batman? Okay, well, let's see. Well, let's see. Conditioner Gordon, yes, exactly. I have like Batman shampoo, and people always saying, "How come there's Batman shampoo, but there's never any conditioner Gordon?" Well, I found online somebody made a conditioner Gordon bottle, so I photoshopped that and I put that in my hand with the cowl of me in the shower, and I said, "Never mind, Alfred. I found conditioner Gordon." So, and then it's just like, it's just, I'm trying to think of some other funny moments. It's, let's see. Oh my God. Funny moments. There's a lot of funny moments. I mean, especially when you're working with the team. I mean, there's like Heroes for Hire New England is great. So share your story. Share any story. I'm trying to think. My goodness. You know, well, Crystal Heart, can you reflect on some of them? Come on.
I feel like there's always a lot, but I can't think of any off the top of my head. But I mean, okay, this is like a very cute story. Maybe not full out ha ha ha, but one time when we did a Christmas event, I was Supergirl, and some kid was asking where Batman was, and then I was like, oh no, he's busy at Gotham. And then they made Batman a Christmas card, and then they gave it to me, and they're like, can you give it to Batman, because he doesn't have any parents, so he must be lonely on Christmas. And that was so precious. It was so cute.
Exactly, and I get drawings from kids. Actually, 3 years ago, I was at a convention, and I saw this kid. He was dressed up as Batman, and he had the attitude, he had the poise. He was just absolutely perfect. And I was talking to him, and he was just in his glory, talking to me, thinking I was really Batman. Well, it was at the end of the day, and he left, and I was just wrapping up, and I ended up leaving. Well, I guess he begged his parents to drive him back to the convention because he drew a picture for me. And it was just really, really touching because, his parents are like, you really inspired my kid to, be strong and stuff like that. And you really touched his heart. And I'm like, that's what it's all about, you know? And, what there are worse things that we could be doing than dressing up as characters that we love. All right. And when you can touch a kid that he begs his parents, hey, listen, I drew this for Batman. Can we go back to the con? And I don't know how far of a drive it was. It was probably like maybe 20 minutes or something like that. Not too far, but you know what? And he came back and he gave it to the promoter. and the promoter was just like, he posted it, and and that's how the promoter and I became friends, because I had a couple of other promoter friends that said I had to go to this event. Please come to this event. And I'm like, okay, all right, I'll come to the event. Well, they made it seem like they were the running of that event, which it wasn't. It was the other promoter. So I didn't really know him, but it was all good. And he's just like, wow, I really got to have this guy back. And it's just like, you know what? It's an honor that when people ask me to come to these things, because they know that it comes from the heart, and I want to make a difference in their event. I want to give them the best of what I can have to offer. And if I can have a kid believe that I'm Batman, I can have them believe that they're a hero themselves. And they can make a difference. They can help out their families. They can help out their friends. They can be good. They can make good choices for themselves. So yes, yeah, I do speak a lot of languages, because it's just like, no, I love Batman too much. I thought about cosplaying other characters, but it's just like I love Batman so much. I mean, I have a huge Batman collection, and I love Batman, and he inspires me, because it's just like he's human, just like anybody else. He's got no powers except he's rich, and you know what? He took a negative from the loss of his parents, and even with all the flaws and imperfection he has, he made a difference. All right, people think, oh, Batman's like, so yes, no, it's all good, Leah. It's all good. So, but the thing with it is just like we all can make a difference. And then, yeah, I'm gonna start my video, virtual, whatever, on I think it's like Tuesday, I think it's June 2nd, that I'm gonna be doing, and it's like I gotta get up really early in the morning. I gotta do it like at like 4 o'clock in the morning, because the doctor, it'll be like 9 o'clock there or something like that, or 10 or something like that. So, but it's just like you see the backdrop here. It's gonna be just like I'm in the back cave, and I mean, I have like lights, action. Well, hopefully I didn't, but it's like I mean, I'm trying to find the proper colors and stuff like that. So, is this too dark for anybody? Because I really want it to look like I'm in the back cave. I want these kids to see that I'm the character that I'm representing, and it's like, you know, any little bit. Thank you. So, and it's just like, I mean, when you see other people interact with kids, and you see them giving their best and giving their heart, it makes me proud. And it makes me feel like I'm not the only one. So if you can find somebody that you can do this with, it's great, But also, you know what? If you could do like go to an area where you cosplay your character, where you know your character would be, because I do a lot of photos in the city, and when I go into the hospital and I give out these photos to the kids will be like, "Oh, that's over by here. Oh, that's right by here. Oh, that's by the sports center," and I'm like, "That's right," and they're like, "Wow," and I'm like, "Well, I'll tell you what, Boston is my Gotham City." They're like, "Oh," and they get all excited because they see that they recognize the area and they recognize me, and they think, "Wow, Gotham City, Batman." So, what are the negative parts? Maybe, well, some of the negative things on Batman is that sometimes people expect a lot. People expect you to have like batarangs and your utility belt like filled with gadgets and stuff like that. And it's just like I tell them, I don't need that stuff to be Batman. Sometimes people will be like, "Oh, you're too short to play Batman," or Batman looks like he hasn't been working out, and I'm like, you know what? I just ignore it. Sometimes it gets to me because we're human, okay? But you know what? I try to overlook it and focus on the mission of making a child happy. Now, when I'm doing a family visit or a hospital visit, I don't really have that negativity. But if I'm riding a train, you know what? People will like chuckle and giggle, and they're like, "Hey, why aren't you taking the Batmobile?" And my comment is like, in the middle of the day, it's gonna cause so much traffic, and you know how many accidents that's gonna cause. So I kind of like give them a chuckle back, and then they get serious. They're like, "So why are you dressed up as Batman?" And I say, "Well, I'm gonna go visit some kids in the hospital," and then they shut right up. Okay, but I don't have to explain myself to anybody. Okay, yes, it's not every day that you see Batman in the middle of the day on a train or, driving a car on the highway. Sometimes it's great. You know what I'm saying? But you got to come across some negativity, but you got to be stronger than that negativity because you know what? You have a purpose. Your purpose is not only to better them, but to better yourself. And the strength of cosplaying the character that you love, it's going to help you achieve that. So, but it's just like, Crystal Hart said, I do speak a lot of languages. I'm basically also learning sign language right now. Thank you. And I think I did that right. But anyways, but it's just like, a couple years ago at a convention, I signed with this kid and he went and hugged his dad and told his dad that Batman was signing with him. And his dad was pretty much in tears because, Batman was able to communicate with his boy. And that made him like super, super, super happy. And that's a cherished moment right there. Okay. Also, about like maybe 7 years ago, I met this blind kid and he asked to feel my face and I was in the Dark Knight suit. So he felt my face and he's like, oh, Dad, that's Batman. And then I did the Christian Bale voice. I'm like, you're right. And he's like, oh my God, it's Christian Bale. So it's just like everybody was laughing. It was just great, And then his dad asked if he could take a picture of me for his son. And I'm like, okay, yeah, but like how? He goes, we have a machine that embosses the photo. So when his son touches the photo, it's embossed. He can tell that it's Batman with him. And I'm like, technology, it's beautiful, And it's fantastic that it's used in a way that it's going to help a person cherish a moment, Because I'm looking, take a picture, he's not going to be able to see it. But you know what? Due to the embossment of that photo, he's going to feel that it's Batman because he already felt my face and he felt the mask and he felt the ears. It was just, it's like, wow, Batman. So, and it's like, truly, it's an honor. And the thing with this is, you know what? His dad, you know what? Sometimes, I'll talk to kids and I'll say, hey, listen, sometimes your dad helped me out fighting crime too, because, Robin's got homework, and Alfred's up just in the Batcave. So your dad helped me out. So how has Batman changed? Well, you know what? Batman, over the years, I've learned that I don't really have to stay in character so much because before I used to act all big and brooding and stuff like that. But I crack bat jokes and stuff like that. But I don't really have to do the Batman voice all the time. I don't have to act all stiff, but sometimes in the costume it is stiff, and it's just meant to be standing, not sitting like I am right now. I mean, we got this suit right here, and it's fantastic, but I can't sit in it. I can't really squat down and pose in it, unfortunately. So it's not made for that. But over the years, I've learned that people are gonna know who you are if they recognize your character. They're also gonna quiz you on it, which is great because I love being quizzed on Batman. Because sometimes I might learn something new, or sometimes I might teach them something new. All right. People will be like, I tell them, I said, Bruce Wayne writes with his right hand, Batman writes with his left hand. So it's just like two separate styles. So any difficult quiz questions you can ask? Yeah. Well, sometimes the kids don't really ask really difficult questions, but they ask to see the Batmobile. They want to see batarangs. And this is why I bring pictures. And sometimes I'll have my phone and I can show them the pictures, And, I always tell the parents, listen, if you have social media, you're more than welcome to, exactly. You can, well, that's why you got to come prepared because these kids, they're smart. They're very smart. And, if you're wearing an Ari Creddy suit, I'm sorry, but they're going to be like, yeah, that's really not bad. But it's just like, I mean, I'll open up my utility belt, like the pockets, and they'll see nothing there. I said, listen, there's no criminal activity going on here in this hospital, but in case there is, okay, you can be my sidekick. All right, just make sure that it's like, the guy I'm looking for with green hair and a silly looking grin. They're like, oh, that's the Joker. And I'm like, wow, you're pretty smart. So you really could be my sidekick. And they get all excited because they're going to interact with me on that. And then I can tell them, listen, but you gotta make sure that it really is him because we can't have any like, false arrests and stuff like that. But if you do see the Joker, you tell the nurse to go up to the roof and sign the bat signal, and then we can be heroes together. So, and they get all excited about that. I said, but you gotta be sure. All right, I know that you're really, really smart, but you gotta be sure on this. Sometimes it can be quite tricky to see if it's really him or not. So, and then it's just like, you gotta be, knowledgeable like all the areas. I'm not sure if anybody here knows the Brady Bunch. There was a girl that watched the Brady Bunch. I said, oh my goodness, I love this episode. And she's like, really? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, really, what's it about? I said, well, this is the episode where Bobby got accused of, stealing everything in line. And she goes, okay, well, who's the one that was stealing? So, yeah, exactly. Brady Bunch. Da, 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 da. All of them are pure gold, like their mother. See, I'm being silly. Anyways, so Andrew, welcome. So I worked with Andrew like on several different occasions. With Christmas in the City, the Halloween event, and Make-A-Wish. Andrew is amazing at everything that he does. Okay, he puts his heart into it, and that's what I like. And then when he interacts with these kids, it's like it brings a smile on my face because it's just like I see him giving the best of what he can do, and he is. He's really amazing, and I enjoy working with him. He does an amazing Spidey. He does an amazing Power Ranger. I'd like to see him as Nightwing sometime, but that my kind of like cosplay with. So, but yeah, Andrew is really amazing, and I'm not saying that because he's here. It just reminded me that, like I said, we work together. When you can work with people, you can become friends with people, and it's just great because we have things in common. And working with Andrew is just like one of these cosplayers that it's just like when he dresses up, okay, the kids will look, oh my God, is that Spidey? Is that a Power Ranger? I'm like, yeah, it's him. It's really him. And it's just like, I see the smiles that guy has like, brought. And it makes me happy because it's just like, what? I could work with people like that. Okay. He's always positive, always inspiring. And this is what we all are about, and every little difference. And I worked with several other groups and they've all been great. I've all been blessed. And, there's so many good people in this community. There's so many good things that we all, do that we make a difference. The power of a team is endless. Yes, you can do things by yourself. I do a lot of things by myself, but the thing with this is I do enjoy working with a team. I believe that, we are, like I said, we can make a difference. Okay. And it's not just with ourselves, but it's with other people. It's with our teammates. So, my favorite charity, I really enjoy Make-A-Wish because you know what? These kids are faced with life-threatening illnesses. If you go on YouTube and you look up Dark Knight Make-A-Wish, you'll see one of my events. And it was beautifully put together by the Make-A-Wish Foundation up in Burlington, Vermont. And everybody there made like a huge difference. Now, the video is just basically me and the kids, but exactly, Make-A-Wish and Christmas in the City are awesome. So, and I've done both with Andrew several times. So, and it's just really amazing when you see these kids who are going through so much and they just light up and they're positive. And, the positiveness is just radiating from them because they believe that you are the character. They believe that, you're making a difference in their lives. And you know what? You're also making a difference in your life. So, I'm very fortunate. So, well, as often as people want, but this COVID-19 has pretty much put a damper on so many different events. But this is why I've been doing a lot of videos, and the videos are endless. I may do up to like maybe 6 or 7 videos a day. Sometimes I'll take a day off and I'll say, listen, if this is important, I can get it to you now. If you can wait a couple of days so I can let things build up, I could do it then. And usually they're very like lenient and stuff like that. They're like, okay, yeah, can we have it by Monday? And they tell me on Friday. So over the weekend, I get all the videos together, I write it all out, and then I just put it. I'll be like, hey kids, how are you? Batman Harry, and I just want you guys to know that you guys are doing a great job, and no matter what you're going through, you know what? I believe in you. And it's just like it just starts off with that, and normally they don't really ask questions because it's a video that I'm giving to them, but I just want them to know that that they are strong and I believe in them. And do I ever get nervous? I'll let Andrew answer this one. Then I'll give my part. Andrew, do you have a response?
Yeah, first time around, sure. I get nervous. Then once you get going, the light turns on. Then it's like it's go time. Then the nerves go away, and then you see the smiles on the kids. It makes it well worth it.
Yeah, exactly. Very well said. And the thing with it is, it's like I don't really get nervous anymore. I actually get more nervous when I'm out of costume than I am when I'm in costume, because it's just like, I know so many people, but I don't like to share my face. And, I just don't like to share my face. I like to have that mystery, but it's just also the fact that these kids will have that mystery and that awe of like, is he real? Is that what you look like? Or, all these questions. Matches Malone, yes, it's definitely a stage name. First, let me say hi, Steven. I miss you too, brother. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, Leah, for being here too. Matches Malone is a alias that Batman used to go undercover. He couldn't be Batman. So, and actually, last year I've been using Matches Malone for like, I don't know, like maybe 17 years, maybe 18 years. Anyways, I always see the creator, Dennis O'Neil, and I love Denny O'Neil. He's a great guy, fantastic writer. And finally, he sat me down and he said, hey, I see you at every convention. You always want a picture with me, but you never really say anything. He's like, what's the story? I said, well, sir, and I told him about Matches Malone. He goes, you're not Matches Malone. So I showed him my Facebook page. He goes, oh my goodness, you really are Matches Malone. But the thing is Matches Malone speaks with a Boston accent. Okay. And here I am. I have a Boston accent. So it works, And some people think it's my real name, which is okay. It's my nickname. I mean, even my family calls me Matches, which I rather have Matches than my other name. So my other name is Clark Kent. I'm only kidding. Only kidding. So, but but it's just, I mean, I Matches Malone has a lot of integrity and positiveness to it, and I just really enjoy the joy that name has brought with the character that I represent, because it's attached to Batman. So, but I really enjoy working with a lot of people. I enjoy the cons, especially when they invite me, because it's always an honor. They know I'm going to give my best to them, especially to the fans that attend that con. Now, if they go to the con in Rhode Island, I could go to that one and make some smile. If they go to the one in Connecticut, I could go to the ones in Connecticut and make some smile. If those people that can't go like to one or the other, or Boston or New Hampshire, you know what? I reach out to wherever people need me to go, and that's so. Let's see. New Jersey, New York, Maine, Massachusetts, of course, New Hampshire, Vermont. Trying to think of where else. I got invited out to Ohio, down to Florida, down to South Carolina. And those are the places that I've been invited to that I haven't gone, because it's just like I'm not too keen about traveling with my suit, because I hear a lot of horror stories about suits being disappeared and whatever. So I'm kind of nervous about that. But you know what? I can video people now, and that's right there is an honor. But every promoter that I've worked with, I've given them 100%, and I'm always blessed by these guys. I'm always blessed by the men and women that I work with, whether it's cosplayers or actors or celebrities of some kind. Um, I'm case in point, Andrew here. You know what I'm saying? Working with him is like working with a partner on this thing because it's just really, really, really cool. He does a great job. He's always positive, and you know what? He's like, "Hey, let's go do this," and it just puts a smile on my face because I'm not the one that thought of it. He's the one that thought of it, and it's just like when we do it, it's making smiles. It really is. It's like you see the smiles all around. They're like, "There he is! Look at that!" Oh. And it's just like it's a team effort, and even with working with Crystal Hart, she's amazing. I see that she puts her heart into everything. She put her heart into this thing right here, making this happen for the fans, cosplayers, who's ever interested in stuff like this. It's great. So yeah, I made like a lot of yeah, pun intended. Exactly. Yeah, I made like a lot of good friends, and I'm very blessed by it. And that's the power of positivity. That's the power of helping one another. That's the power of working together and making a difference. We all can learn from each other. We can all support one another. So my favorite version of Batman is Batman the Animated Series because the stories and the writing and the animation were all amazing. The voice characters, the voice actors from Kevin Conroy, Batman, Mark Hamill, Joker. I mean, who would think the Joker would be Luke Skywalker? All right. A lot of people are like, what? Really? I'm like, yeah, Luke Skywalker is the Joker. So, and the stories are really great. They're just like anything from the Bruce Timm universe is something that I'm really, really a fan of. Now, the latest movies, they really, really haven't been going that great, and I'm sad about that. But you know what? I still have the animated series. I still have the Justice League. I still have Batman Beyond. I still have what else do I have? Justice League Unlimited. Just a lot of good stuff out there. I like some of the Batman fan films. Kevin Porter, he's an amazing Batman. If you guys haven't seen, um, what is it? Bat in the Sun Productions. Check it out on YouTube. Kevin Porter plays an amazing Batman, and he's a fan too, just like all of us, just like me. So, also Batman Dead End, the first fan film that came out in 2003, a Batman fighting alien versus Predator. Really cool. It's only 8 minutes long, but done very well. And Clark Bartram does that, and he's an amazing, amazing guy. So I happen to be friends with both of these guys, which is like they're both inspiring me. So I'm very, very fortunate to have two Batmans that inspire me. I have a lot of friends that dress up as Batman too, and they're all equally amazing. So just truly so. Well, I did do a couple of fan films, but it was like more like something just for fun. I mean, the first fan film I did, they didn't put me in much of it, but it was like so good that everybody that has seen it, they're like, we want more Batman. We want more Batman. And the guy that wrote it said that if he saw my costume beforehand, he would put me more in it. And then the second film was really cool. And then the third film, well, they wanted me to do something stupid. I said, nope, not going to do that. Now, I can have fun, but I really won't do anything to disrespect the character. And I really felt like they wanted to disrespect the character and make me look silly and like a big buffoon. I said, listen, I could poke fun of myself, but I really won't do anything to disrespect the character. So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, and you know what? I mean, but you know what? It's a team effort, and I think cosplay. Everybody should try it if they're interested. Find a character, and you know what? I know sometimes it's very pricey, but you know what? Get a piece at a time. Investigate. Look at it. Ask people around. Ask around. Say, hey, how do I get this? Or who's got this? Or who's got that? Don't be afraid to talk to people. Say, hey, I'm interested in this character. What do you think? And sometimes you might. So, can I show Baby Yoda? Oh my God, he's taking a nap. Hold on. Hold on. Oh my God. Nap! Nap! Oh my God. Okay. All right. Come on. Come on. Get going here. They want to say hi. There he is. Hi. It's the Yoda bat. Yeah. Um, I think I might make him a better mask, though. But he's just like, yeah, like, yeah, just go around, just show everybody, saying, don't be shy. It's like, yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, yeah. Then, I uh, I gave him this, like, I don't know if you can see it, the necklace on him. Yeah, I gave him a little necklace because in the show he has a necklace. So yeah. Oh, I think I'm just gonna leave him like this for a while. Maybe I'll take them to some shows with me, take them to some appearances. So, but I'm just afraid that somebody. So, what's the coolest Batman item I have? All right. Hold on for a second. Take it in. My God, I'll get you chicken nuggets after this. All right. You want chicken nuggets? I'll get you chicken. Don't be waving that hand. I know what you do with that hand. Man, it's like forceful. Um. Anyways, the coolest item um, I have a lot of cool things. I have an actual batarang that was used by Val Kilmer. Now, I know that he wasn't everybody's favorite Batman, but he was really cool when I met him. And let's see. Yeah, exactly. Um, but I don't know. I mean, I have cells, I have props, I have limited edition statues, I have costumes. Uh, I'm trying to think of what else. I got solid kryptonite dragon for the Kryptonians. Maybe he'll like this for Christmas. I don't know. But I don't know. It's just like, forever my collection is evolving. I pretty much slowed things down by just focusing on collecting stuff from the animated series unless I see something that's really, really cool. So, what is uncomfortable about my costume? Sometimes my belt, when I sit, it digs into my sides. And I'm like, it pinches me, and I'm like, ow. So, but other than that, I mean, I've been like in worse situations, and like, or sometimes the cake gets really, really hot. If I'm out in the sun, I bake like a bat. So yeah, the Dark Knight suit weighs like 80 pounds. I put it on a postal scale, and it's a big, huge scale. And we weighed it from the boots to the cowl to the inner suit to the armored suit to the gloves and stuff like that. That's 79 point something pounds. So, well, if I'm out in the cold, I'm fine. But when I'm out in the heat, I bake like a potato bat. So, but the cold doesn't bother me too much because I'm insulated. And with this suit right here, I wore the cold, and the cowl kind of like constricted onto my face and almost busted my nose because it just like, I'm like, oh my goodness. So Stephen G has entered the waiting room for this. So, but the thing with it is, it's just like trying to think of what else. Um, what else is like I'm not sure about the Robert Pattinson Batman yet. I think he'll be good. I'm just not sure about the costume. I understand that this is gonna be like year 2 into his adventure, but there's a lot of things that I'm not crazy about. So, would you ever do the character work for a big company like Disney? Well, actually, I did do a job for Warner Brothers. All right, I did one job for Warner Brothers, and it was very much an honor to do that. Um, and I mean, but it's just like for some reason my suit kind of had a minor malfunction, which I noticed, and I think they noticed too. But it's okay, because I can fix that this year and restore it and get it back up to par. So, but if they asked me to do something again, I would probably do it again because you know what? People are people, whether it's a company or not. Now, when I did the event, it's kind of comical because here's a funny story. All right. They gave me the script to read to the birthday party, to the birthday boy. Okay. The birthday boy was 80 years old. All right. So he knew about Batman. Okay. And this is for Warner Brothers here. So exactly. So they gave me the script and I asked them, I'm like, okay, about the script. And they start laughing. I'm like, what's so funny? They're like, well, you're Batman. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, well, we know what you're going to say. And I'm like, well, Batman wouldn't say this stuff. They're like, yeah, but you know what? You're getting paid really good money to do this. So I'm like, all right, fine. All right, you're right. So I started, giving this speech at the birthday party. Now, the birthday boy is like, listen, I don't want to hear this speech. I just don't want to hear it. Now, his kids wrote the speech, and they were kind of like sad that, their dad cut me off like that. So, but I incorporated it into the conversation with their dad. So they were like looking at me all smiles because I was able to say what they wanted to convey. So, everybody was happy. And the dad was more interested in my suit because their sons bought a screen used Dark Knight suit from the movie. That shows you how much money and how much pull they had because, yeah, exactly. 80 is never too old to be a fan. Exactly. And he's well known in the community. I can't really mention his name because I signed a disclosure, but he's a reputable, I could say, fashion designer. Okay, and it was just really really cool. So, and opportunities like this don't come often. So I wanted to make the most. I wanted to do my best. I actually got to work with the actual tumbler that was in the movie too. And that was like amazing. Okay. Now I wasn't allowed to take pictures with this guy, but Warner Brothers told me I could take pictures with the car because they say, just tell the family you don't have any pictures of me with the suit with the car, and they want it for their files. So that worked out really, really well. And Warner Brothers, they took care of me very well. The family took care of me very well. And it was pretty much like an honor to do that. And I had a buddy that was in New York. He helped me out immensely too. So, special props for having another Batman who was in the neighborhood. Thank you very much, Al. I'll never forget that. So he's another great Batman too. So let me give him a shout out if I can. Al Vasquez, I miss you, bro. 10-minute warning. So, okay. You know what? If anybody has any more questions, if they want to say anything, feel free to ask. Just don't ask me to take off my mask because I don't think people have enough money for therapy for that. And Andrew, thank you for chiming in and being a part of this. Steven, always great to see you. Sarah! I've done some amazing stuff with Sarah. Sarah and I had a impromptu photo shoot as Poison Ivy, and she was amazing. She knows the character, and she just killed it. She was amazing. So I'm really happy with these photos. And again, Warner Brothers, they like what I do. So could you do both? All right, Leon. You're right. Why are you making me do this now? I gotta go to the bathroom too. Hurry up. Stephen J, you're late. I sound like Bat Dad, right? So anyways, I hope everybody had fun. Leah, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Crystal Hart. Everybody, and please be safe and stay strong and never give up on your passions. Cosplay for life.
Thank you, Matches, for that. That was very inspirational. If you guys want to know more about Matches Malone, there is a text channel for him under Con Guests on Discord. And he's also on our website as well. There is his email in there in case you do have questions for him. If you pop some in the chat, then I'll send that over to him because he doesn't have Discord, so he won't answer back. But I'll funnel everything there. But I also put his contact in there if you want to directly message him. But thank you so much, Matches. Matches is my mentor. He is an amazing individual, and I hope that you guys are very inspired by his talk, like I always am every time you give your talks.
I'll pay you after this, all right?
Oh, no! No! Oh, my gosh.
I take checks.
Awesome. So Matches, if you want to stick around, you can. We're gonna do 2 more panels coming up on Zoom, but we do have some on Discord as well. But our Zoom panels that will start in about 15 minutes is we have cosplay photography, etiquette, and posing. And then a little bit later, around 7:15, sorry, we have character transformation and life as an entertainer as well. So feel free to let me know what panel you're interested in. I can shovel you towards that way, but we will have a little bit of a break now. So feel free to talk some more if you'd like, Matches, while we're waiting for the next panelist.
Alfred, what do you got for dinner? Alfred! Give me the silent treatment.
Cookies.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Chicken nuggies.